grace the cover of our 2025 water report. And we do it as a contest with school children in Unit 5 schools. And tonight we have the winner of this year's award. So our winner tonight is Unditaram Dandapani. You want to come forward?
Congratulations.
Congratulations. So in 2025, the Town of Normal Water Department held its second annual water art contest. The contest was open to 3rd through 5th graders living in Normal or attending Unit 5 schools. Many students in our community care about our water supply, as evidenced by the fact that we received 445 submissions. That's pretty impressive. You're the winner. So tonight it's my honor to recognize Unditaram, who's with us tonight, and congratulations. Your winning entry graces the cover of the Town of Normal's annual water quality report. You also will receive a framed copy of the report and a $100 gift card, unless I lost it.
I put it up there.
After a community-wide voting process, council members selected the winning entry, and we appreciate your creative take on using every drop counts. Thanks for sharing, and I'm going to let John present the award to you, our water director. Here's the good stuff, $100 gift card. So, do you want to say anything? You don't have to. Okay, great, thanks. If anyone would like copies of the report, it's here for the taking. We have geese outside, huh?
They're talking.
Call to order, meeting for the Normal Town Council for April 21st, 2025. Please call the roll.
Mayor Kus?
Here.
Mrs. Lorenz?
Here.
Ms. Harris?
Here.
Mr. Byers?
Here.
Ms. Smith?
Here.
Mr. Preston?
Here.
Mr. McCarthy?
We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have no public comment on tonight's agenda, so we move into the omnibus agenda items that will be considered routine and taken with a single vote unless a council member would like to pull an item for discussion. Ms. Smith?
Item E, please.
Move approval.
Thank you.
Second.
Items considered under omnibus tonight are approval of the minutes of the regular council meeting of April 7th, 2025. A report to receive and file Town of Normal expenditures for payment as of April 16th, 2025. A resolution approving an intergovernmental agreement with Bloomington and Normal Water Reclamation District for wastewater treatment. And a motion to reject all bids for the paving package and electrical package for the Sculpture Park project. Please call the roll.
Mrs. Lorenz?
Aye.
Ms. Harris?
Aye.
Mr. Byers?
Aye.
Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Preston?
Aye.
Mayor Kus?
Aye. Those items are approved. Item E is a resolution authorizing the filing of the town's Community Development Block Grant 2025 through 2029 Consolidated Plan and Annual Action Plan for the program year 2025. Ms. Smith?
Move for approval.
Second.
Thank you.
I just had one request that there's a lot of information in the packet concerning the various categories of grant funding. But if it would be possible to include information on who the point of contact is if someone believes that they fall into one of those categories.
Sure. On the town's website, anyone can look up the community development area, and that falls under our planning and zoning department. Ms. Tony is in the back. She is our staff member that manages our CDBG program, so that people should be able to find it online and then have contact information to Jennifer Tony.
Thank you. That's all I had.
Thank you. Further on this item? Please call the roll.
Ms. Harris?
Aye.
Mr. Byers?
Aye.
Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Preston?
Aye.
Mrs. Lorenz?
I need to recuse myself from this vote, please.
Mayor Kus?
Aye. That item is approved. We have no new general orders tonight. One item of new business, a resolution of appreciation and commendation to Kimberly Harris for her years of service to the citizens of Normal and members of the Normal Town Council.
Move for approval.
Second.
I think it's appropriate that we read this. We don't normally read resolutions, but we certainly will tonight. And that resolution is whereas Kimberly Harris has served on the Normal Town Council for 8 consecutive years, having first been elected in April 2017 and then re-elected in 2021. And whereas Ms. Harris supported numerous development projects that were integral in the town, including the introduction of Rivian Automotive, the planning and development of the new fire station number 2, and the addition and furtherment of numerous businesses and housing developments. And whereas Ms. Harris has impacted the lives of many residents by supporting major projects designed to enhance the quality of life in our community, including numerous extensions of the Constitution Trail, improvements to the Children's Discovery Museum in the form of facility upgrades and new exhibits, the planning and construction of the Fairview Skate Park, acceptance of the donation of the Illinois Art Station, and the growth and support of numerous events in Uptown and throughout the town of Normal. And whereas Ms. Harris has been a valuable resource on the council, giving her consistency in advocating for the underserved, including serving the youth of this community through the introduction and leadership of Youth on a Mission, advocating for one rate for all for local bus transit, and through the organization and host of the 2019 Daring Diversity Racial Equity Summit. And whereas Ms. Harris has remained active in the community throughout her local, through her local commitments as she served as a member of the Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, Bloomington Normal NAACP, and League of Women Voters, as part of the 2018 class of the Women's Institute for Leadership, and as a 2019 Edgar Fellow in Leadership for a Better Tomorrow Advisory Council, Mid-Central Community Action Board of Directors, Planned Parenthood Illinois Action Board, and whereas Ms. Harris has remained active in the community through her local commitments as she has served as a member of the Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, Bloomington Normal, NAACP, and League of Women Voters as part of the 2018 class of Illinois Women's Institute for Leadership, and as a 2019 Edgar Fellow in Leadership for a Better Tomorrow Advisory Council, Mid-Central Community Action Board of Directors, Planned Parenthood Illinois Action Board, and whereas Ms. Harris has served as a friend and mentor to her fellow elected officials on the council, and she has served her community with integrity, compassion, and enthusiasm of a member of Normal's governing body for the past 8 years. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the President and Board of Trustees of the Town of Normal that all citizens of the Town of Normal shall extend their thanks and best wishes to Kimberly Harris for her exemplary public service and as a member of the Normal Town Council over the past 8 years, and that the mayor and council, along with town staff, express its collective and heartfelt appreciation to Kimberly Harris for her friendship, her leadership, and her dedication to service to our community. So Kimberly, I'm just going to start with comments. It's been an honor serving with you. It really has. You've been a valuable, valuable member of this council. You brought your perspective and your heart and passion for this community to this table. We thank you for that. We know you plan on being around for a while, and we certainly hope you keep that engagement. And if there's anything I can do, I think I speak for the council, anything we can do to help you, to assist you, and keep you passionate about our community, we're here for you. Mr. Preston, then.
Thanks. I will echo the congratulations and say that Councilwoman Harris, I've enjoyed working with you. I believe it was 4 of those 8 years that as the seating arrangement, as the council evolves, the seating arrangement up here evolves as well. And we used to be next to each other and enjoyed, getting to know you on a personal level, getting to know your passion for public service, for this community specifically, and for those that you're serving and representing. I think you've brought a unique voice to the council and an important one to our community. And while there are a lot of issues you and I agree on, there are also a number that you and I don't. And I think our ability to have a productive, positive relationship overall, serves the betterment of the community. And so I thank you for serving, and I think you've done so quite well.
Ms. Smith?
I had the pleasure of volunteering to be a speaker at several of the Youth on a Mission orientation meetings, and I can say that all of the young people that signed up to be a part of that program were so attentive and so interested in learning the information that she made available to them about the inner workings of local government, the trips to Springfield to introduce those young people to how our state officials operate, and just her accessibility and the time that she put into that, because it was very, very much of her time as a volunteer to reach out to these young people, and I just commend her for the efforts she made and the impact she had on their lives. Thank you.
Mr. Byers?
Yeah, echoing all the well-said comments from my colleagues. It's been great serving with you, great working with you. As the new guy that's all the way over here on the corner, it's been nice getting to know you and our chats before council meetings and shooting the breeze before we get into business. I've enjoyed it and wishing you the best, and I know we'll be in touch.
Ms. Lorenz?
Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you for your service. Thank you for the unique perspective that you brought here for 8 years. I will definitely miss it. I will miss your perspective as a woman and as a woman of color. You definitely brought that to this council, and I appreciate that. I also admire all that you did off the dais, and your work there will be missed as well. So best wishes to you.
And before we take a vote, I'm going to ask council to join me in front of the dais here for a collective picture and with a framed version of the resolution. You too, Pam.
I was getting pushed off to the side.
Is this the official one?
I mean, maybe. Thanks. Wait a minute.
Jim, plan club is strong tonight. Please call the roll.
Mr. Byers,
Oh, wait
Yes.
a minute. Before we, is it for this? Okay.
You can vote for it.
No, I'm not going to vote on this. I was like, I need to recuse myself, though.
Byers,
Yes.
Ms. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Preston,
Aye.
Mrs. Lorenz,
Aye.
Ms. Harris, and Mayor Kus.
Aye. The resolution is wholeheartedly approved. And thank you again, Kim.
One thing, we didn't hear you mention that item, so could you just say that we approved that? I don't know that you mentioned that when we went down the list.
Really?
Yeah, you know, it may be more proper. I don't think you read item C during the omnibus vote, so if you could just, if we could get a motion to approve that.
So if I didn't
and
read
then
it, it didn't
vote it
pass.
separate, yeah.
Oh, okay. Resolution to authorize assignment of redevelopment agreements for Flats 1 and Flats 3 developments.
Move for approval?
Second.
Second.
Please call the roll on that.
Ms. Smith,
Aye.
Mr. Preston,
Aye.
Mrs. Lorenz,
Aye.
Ms. Harris,
Aye.
Mr. Byers,
Aye.
Mayor Kus.
Aye, that item is approved. We have one public commenter tonight, Mr. Ulmer, if you want to come forward.
Good evening, and thank you for allowing me to appear. I do have a compliment tonight. I think last time I started off with a compliment, and that is earlier this year, some sidewalk pavement slabs had been elevated for quite some years, actually, directly across the street from where my wife broke her leg in July of '23 on a raised pavement. But they raised a lot more this winter. So I let Public Works know about it. And to my amazement, within about 2 days, as you know, in the past, they always had to tear it out and redo it and da-da-da-da-da. Anyway, within about 2 days, I noticed the Town of Normal truck there. And they ground the pavement down instead of ripping it out and having to replace it. And then a few weeks later, that was the 1100 block, then the 1000 block of North Linden, there were some other sidewalks that had heaved. And without me reporting them, they were also ground smooth. Two things. One, I appreciate the fast service. Number two, I'm glad that finally, seems like governments many times are the last to adopt a new, efficient, cost-effective way to do something. I hope we can continue to see this grinding down of like what contractors had used and have been used on the road sometimes for severe bumps. However, I think that one thing that still bothers me is when I report these things, or I report these things, I always wonder why no council members report these things, or why some of them, like the underpasses, were so overgrown you could barely walk under the railroad tracks on Main Street and stuff for years, and no one does anything about it until after there's an accident or someone gets hurt. And I was told that one of the reasons the brush was not cut back immediately after, or in a reasonable amount of time, is because the town was being sued because there was an intersection where brush was, the town and or the state were supposedly being held responsible by the complainant that the intersection site view was blocked due to overgrown brush. Once again, I ask you people, especially you elected people, don't you ever think to report anything you see that's dangerous or blocking? And once in a while, couldn't even the town staff come forward before someone complains or gets hurt? This is, I don't know. I ran for council 3 times and didn't win. But if I had been elected, I would have certainly brought up the same things as I have as a private citizen not elected. I really question what you people think is your role. And also, it seems to me that many times you don't know that you are the boss of Miss Reese, and the staff. A lot of times her responses and the people, it seems like she's the one running the show, not you elected folks. You know, she reports to you, not you to them, not you to her. Thank you.
Before taking a motion for adjournment, are there comments or concerns? Ms. Harris.
Thank you. I just want to take a moment to say a few words. May 1st, 2017, I began a journey. I had no idea how much I would experience, how much my life would change, and the impact the journey would have on me. I started the journey wanting to change the family portrait of Normal and help us have a greater vision for our wonderful community. I aspired to be a servant leader that people could believe in and know I had their back. I was dedicated to making things better for everyone and ensuring a satisfying quality of life for all. I wanted to fulfill my life's mission of leaving people, places, and things better than I found them, and putting the word human back in humanity. I was excited for the journey, but I knew it would not be easy. While there were many who embraced me and took hold of my vision for this journey, there were also those who could not see what I saw. I understood not everyone wanted a Normal for all residents, a place where everyone could feel welcome, safe, and belong. Oftentimes, the idea of I must give up something for someone else to have their basic needs met is the greatest stumbling block of a community. That fear, that falsely perceived, unrealized danger, becomes the impediment to growth and development because the least of these are being left behind. Despite the obstacles, I continued my journey. I did things differently. I did not stay in the box I was told to stay in. I was criticized for not assimilating instead of being accepted for who I am. I was not well received for my agility because what was wanted was my adaptability. I have always blazed my own trails. I engaged far beyond what was ever expected of me as a council member. I tried to meet each person with humility, compassion, empathy, and genuine concern for their well-being. I hope anyone who ever decided to encounter me felt seen, heard, and valued. I was the first council member since Sonia Reese to not only attend NLC conferences, but to actively and devotionally engage in the boards and councils. I have served in Women in Municipal Government, National Black Caucus of Local Elected Officials, Racial Equity and Leadership Council, Youth, Family and Education Council, University Communities Council, the Federal Advocacy Committee for Community and Economic Development, and many focus groups that help shape changes that impacted not only our community, but for the betterment of communities across this country. I would like to thank the CEO, Clarence Anthony, for his many conversations and words of encouragement. Thank you to my mentor and NLC mother, Mayor Victoria Woodard. You saw the fighter in me and taught me how to put it to good use. I brought many things back from NLC conferences, and the residents of Normal benefited from it all. One of my greatest jewels was Youth on a Mission. While most of my colleagues never understood the value and its impact, I hope the youth who engaged received the ultimate gift of leadership courage, self-discipline, and civic engagement. I have to thank Tracy Freeman and Paige Malloy for coming along with me on that journey. To the town staff, I've got a few words for you. I have to say thank you for always making all of my crazy ideas work. Thank you for making me look good whenever I had a question or needed you to help step in and help a resident. You all are wonderful gems to this community. The pride and love you put into your work goes beyond just receiving a paycheck every 2 weeks. You believe in the vision and love this community as much as I do. To Pam Reese, I cannot thank you enough for helping every crazy idea come together. Thank you for engaging in the opportunities I would bring back. Thank you for letting me bug you to make sure I was prepared at all times to have crucial conversations with legislators and other leaders at the state and federal level. We were truly iron that sharpens iron, and it has been my greatest pleasure to work with you. While on this journey over the years, I have had the honor to meet young women from ISU who asked me to be their mentor. Yaz, Shloka, Paige, Maya, Maria, Trinity, Jasmine, and Princess. I hope I gave you hope, strength, and a passion to live life and be your greatest self. Now it is up to you to be change makers and hold space for others. I showed up as my best self because of the people I had in my corner. To my family who continue to make me believe I can do anything, often reminding me of one of my grandmother's favorite scriptures, Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. You are my rock, and I pray that I made you proud. Thank you for your love and support. To my tribe, the pillars that kept me standing tall because of your love, support, and prayers. I was always strengthened to show up and give it all I had, even when it hurt. To my Peter, James, and John, your sisterhood has breathed life into me. To my dear P in a pod, you always told me I could do anything and never let me give up, even when I wanted to. I love all of you from the depths of my soul, and I am a better woman because of the deep place you hold in my life. Thank you to my council colleagues, the mayor, other supporters, colleagues across the state and this country who supported me and was a think tank, the organizations that allowed me to be a part of their space, and the residents of Normal for allowing me to be a footnote in the history of this great community. Again, I say thank you. Now, my time is up, and I shall say goodbye. It has been my honor to serve you and my pleasure to leave a piece of me with you. Until we meet again, make it a great one.
Ms. Lorenz?
Thank you. It's difficult to follow that very poignant set of remarks, Ms. Harris, but I want to just offer up a reminder of a couple of meetings that are coming up to be held at the Bloomington Public Library concerning alternative solution to the burgeoning tent encampments that are in our community. And those dates are May 2nd, that's a Friday, at 3 p.m., and Monday, May 5th at 7 p.m. I know we all have a conflict on that Monday, so I would encourage as many of us here today to attend the Friday afternoon, May 2nd. And like I said, if you are at all concerned, as am I, about the unsheltered in this community, I encourage you to come to this meeting at Bloomington Library. Thank you.
Motion for adjournment, please.
Moved. Second.
Please call the roll.
Mr. Preston,
Aye.
Mrs. Lorenz,
Aye.
Ms. Harris,
Aye.
Mr. Byers,
Aye.
Ms. Smith,
Aye.
Mayor Kus.
Aye, we are adjourned. Thank you.